Hello and welcome to episode 3. I know this is probably not what you were expecting based on how the last episode ended, and especially since barely any of this existed last episode, but I've realized that I have too much footage to actually use. And so instead of making videos that are now like 6 months behind, I'm just going to explain what's happened and say what's going to happen next. So here we are. Where I ended off in the last episode was somewhere. Where was I? The world has changed quite a lot. I think I was over here. I had just died for the second time, and I promised that if I died again, that I would give the entire server netherite. And so basically what happened after that is I just talked with everybody for a little bit. That was over here talking because they were discussing how they could make Richard win. So if you saw my last video, then you know that I actually got third place in the last to die competition, and the people who were left were Natalie and Richard, and all of the people that were over here, it was Renee, Richard, and Noble. They all were discussing how they could get Richard to win the last to die competition. And so because I don't even know why I joined this group. Well, I also kind of wanted Richard to win. I don't really remember why. So I kind of just had to suck up being in an alliance with Renee for a little bit after he just killed me, and made me owe the entire server netherite. And so basically the thought that we came up with is, because I owed the entire server netherite, I would pose as somebody who wanted Natalie to win. So I messaged Natalie. Let me bring up the messages here. We went really far into this. I messaged Natalie and I said, hi Natalie, I died by Renee's hand, and Renee is on Richard's side. So to get back at Renee, I'm gonna get you the netherite stuff first, so you have a better chance of winning. I'll tell you when I have it all. And she said, that's absolutely crazy. I thought you were joking about that. And I said, nope, unfortunately not. She said, well, I do already have a good chance on my diamond gear, so all I need is the netherite to put them on, but thanks for being on my side. I said, yeah, sounds good. Of course, I need to get back on Renee for causing the eternal suffering. And then I messaged about an hour later and said, hey, Natalie, I got most of the ancient debris, just missing the last 2 ingots. I put it in a barrel in the underground part of your base to make sure nobody else found out that I was already collecting stuff. I'm gonna head out and get the last 2 ingots for you, and then I'm gonna log off. Good luck, hope you win. And then basically the next day is when Natalie logged on next, and that was all. None of that was true. Basically, I had not gotten any of the netherite yet. I hadn't even gone to the nether yet, but fortunately Natalie wasn't online to see that I hadn't gone to the nether yet. And so there was a barrel underneath her base. It just was not filled with netherite. It was a trap made by I think it was Renee and somebody else. Oh, it was Renee and Noble, yeah. And basically it threw a bunch of harming potions on there, and also what what happened to be in the same exact spot was a trap by Nyamo, which was a TNT trap. So, and so both of those went off at the same time, and if you watch Nellie's video, which if you're watching this one, I'm sure you already have, she ended up being on half a heart by the end of that, and luckily survived it, which was a little disappointing for us, but yeah, it's fine. Eventually, Nelly did end up winning the competition, but a few hours later, or the next day or something, I was the first one to kill her. Let me go over that. Let me go over to where that was. So over here, there's a skeleton. There's a skeleton XP farm. It's not very easy to get to anymore because it's not very efficient. And so it's kind of just been it's kind of still here, but nobody really uses it. But yeah, it was right here. Nally came down the chute, and then I placed a furnace last second. So I was the first one to kill her. This is part of a scavenger hunt. I'll get to that later. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I guess I got my revenge, kind of, after the competition was already over, but, yeah. And then after that, I think the next major event, the next major event that happened was the server-wide Ender Dragon fight. I won't go over there, because it's the end portal, it's kind of far away. Despite me being a major player in killing the Ender Dragon, I still have not gotten the achievement Free the End. So I'm probably gonna have to do that at some point. I don't know when. But yeah. I also that was a point of time when I was much more active on the server, and I actually did have better gear than some people, one of which being Rene, so of course I was attempting to kill him the entire time, for killing me. But keep in mind, I still had not paid up my netherite by this point, so yeah, and just little spoiler, still haven't done that, don't know if I ever will. It seems like most people are just getting it on their own at this point, or don't really care about netherite armor, so I don't know if it hasn't really been relevant for months now, so it's that lore is no longer really going on, despite what I kind of made it look like in the last episode. But yeah. So then after that, the only really other thing I can think of is the rocket shop and the scavenger hunt. I'll get to the scavenger hunt. But yeah, I never finished my boat, but I made a gunpowder and sugarcane farm. The sugarcane farm I actually finished fairly recently. But yeah, this is kind of just my rocket farm, so if I AFK in that little thing right there, then I am able to AFK gunpowder and sugarcane for the rocket shop that I own over here. And it's where most people get their rockets, however it's not very easy to stock, seeing as everything's over there and I don't have a lot of shulker boxes. There was that, and then finally the last thing that I can think of that I did to contribute to the server was I did a scavenger hunt. So I had only died 14 times, by the time I did that, so there were only 14 of my heads out. Well, I guess I died like 16 or 17 times, but there were only 14 of my heads out in the server, and so I did a scavenger hunt, and nobody really ever finished it, but all the clues are out there, so if people want to, yeah, they can. So that's just like my little catch-up episode, just kind of explaining everything that's been going on. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye!